Welcome to This Just In with This Just In as your host, Justin Core. This is a show where we take a deeper dive into the stories most important to you with the people who bring you those stories. And today, a returning correspondent. It is KTVB weather anchor. He's on KTVB Espanol. He's a sneakerhead. He does the noon show sometimes. It is the Hector Mendoza. Hector, how's it going, man?
Pretty good, pretty good. We finally got to the end of the year.
Yes.
So feeling pretty good.
Fantastic.
And, feeling optimistic for 2026.
I'm feeling optimistic too.
Yeah.
Maybe foolishly. Maybe.
You know what? That's just what it is. People say ignorance is bliss. And that's just what it is.
This is a story of my life. Ignorance is bliss. I can confirm that. So your top job is the weather. You do a lot of stuff, but mainly you're on the highly rated, the ratings juggernaut.
Right.
Wake Up Idaho, mostly because of you.
Well, I don't know if I'd say that.
Maybe a little Maggie as well. So let's talk about
mostly Maggie.
Pretty much all Maggie. All right, it's Maggie's world. We're living.
We're just
in
living
it.
in it. Yeah.
Yeah. Good for her though. I will gladly ride those coattails. So thank you for all the very warm temperatures here recently. Getting to the weather talk.
Yeah.
In late fall, it felt incredible. What was Christmas like? A high of 60?
I think that's what it was. So Christmas Eve and Christmas both set records here in Boise, 61 and 60.
Wow.
So I think it's been pretty warm. I think all of Christmas week for Twin Falls, all 5 days, every single day broke records.
Wow.
Yeah. Now, I will say, there is a tidbit of information there.
Okay.
Their records go back about 80 years.
Okay.
So it's a little bit more skewed than it would be here in Boise as we go back 140 years.
Okay.
So it's a lot more likely that the Magic Valley sets records, especially with milder temperatures and with all that stuff coming along. But still, it's still of note. It's been pretty warm for December.
Yeah. But it's more like an expansion team setting records as
Yeah,
opposed
yeah.
to like
Right.
the Celtics setting records. No big deal. So, my goodness, that's incredible. And people asked me about that around Christmas. They're like, besides asking me why you're growing out your hair, and I'm like, I don't know, he's an adult man, he can do what he wants. But also, okay, so this is breaking records from like 1880 or something like that.
Yeah.
What were they using to gauge the temperature back in 1885 that we're comparing like all these weather computers against?
And I think it's all very similar to what we use now. I just think
really?
that especially when we look at just the differences between getting records from the airport and other areas they used before.
Gotcha.
Because now we get most of our records come from the airport.
Right.
Especially when you see a lot of the graphics that show current temperatures, what the current conditions look like. A lot of that is all recorded there. But it's something that we see pretty much across the entire Boise area and then through the Treasure Valley.
Okay. And they're still using thermometers. They're like, hey, we could still read a thermometer back
they're
then.
just a little bit more advanced. They're a little bit different methods. But pretty much.
Still pretty much the same. So that's incredible. Great news for everyone in the valleys, especially down there in Twin. Unbelievable. I've been down there on some awful weather days. Very cold, a lot of wind as well.
Yeah.
Not so good for ski areas. How dry was it? How dry is it still up there in the mountains?
I think as we look at snowpack, it's really hard to really gauge it as of right now. Normally we get a better idea once we get maybe the second week of January, just because I think we've had a better look at things. Snowpack, we're able to record it a little bit better. But things haven't looked too bad. Well, if the further north you go, the better the outlook is in terms of how much snowpack we've seen, especially as you go high in elevation. The higher you go in elevation, that's kind of where most of the snow has stuck around, at least for this winter.
Yeah.
The other thing too is we still got a ways to go, and we still have a lot more to come, I guess. And so I think a lot of the outlooks, again, they're outlooks. It's not a forecast. It's not anything to tell us that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It's just more of what are the tendencies and where those tendencies tend to leave us, or where do we end up going from this direction, just from what we're seeing. They're more observations than they are a well-set forecast. And so I think that a lot of it just has to do with, we started pretty late. I know a lot of ski resorts didn't open until well after Thanksgiving. And so I remember last year, we got hit with some good snow up in the mountains. Not really much here in the valley, which is pretty much what we're seeing now. But the mountains got hit pretty good last year. And so a lot of skiers.
Right.
Right. And I think a lot of folks, there's some people that have been I want to see some snow here in Boise. Other people are like, nope, let's keep it in the mountains. And I know a lot of people are just kind of split between that. But yeah, snowpack doesn't look too bad. But yeah, if you look at the Boise Mountains, the West Central Mountains, they're still they still haven't gotten to where they would normally be sitting at around this time.
Is that because northern Idaho and North Idaho got a little bit more of that atmospheric river, or the remnants of it?
A lot of it just stayed a little further north. And so, I mean, we got hit with some rain, but that doesn't necessarily equate to what we expect in terms of what the spring water supply, because most of that gets packed in the snow, and that's where it stays. With the rain, it evaporates eventually, and so we have seen a much more wet December than we normally do, but again, that's not something that's going to stick around as we head towards the springtime.
Yeah, it's just all coming down the mountain already, and I know that's frustrating. It's also frustrating for ski resorts. I've heard them talk about how, like, if it rains on top of snow and it's warm enough, then now your snow's just
gone.
Running down the mountain. Yep. So, yeah, they've run into a lot of that. So, speaking of ski areas and sort of the troubles they're facing, and people I saw Bogus Basin posted a video of them, like, doing a snow prayer as best they could. Have you ever skied or boarded?
I did cross-country skiing last winter.
Oh, nice.
And it was a cool promotion at Bogus Basin. I think it was $5 for the rental, and then just to go out there. They had instructors teaching people.
Oh,
so
cool.
me and my wife got a couple lessons, which is kind of nice. But I fell too many times to even count. Like,
in cross-country skiing?
Well, it's because it's like when you initially try to get the balance of it, like I couldn't, like, because it's more kind of like skating kind of than it is like kind of going down the mountains a little bit.
Because, like, the toe is locked in, but the heel isn't.
Right. And so you move just a little bit, and I think I fell back completely, and so my knees kind of bent a little weird, and it didn't feel good. But I mean, it was fun. It was a fun experience. We got out there. It was kind of snowing a little bit. It was exactly what you're looking for when you go skiing. Yeah,
I used to do a ton of skiing as a kid. I was not good at it. I would just sort of bomb down the hill. It's just like get my skis in a wedge and go as fast as I could until I fell down.
Well,
and
there you go.
All right, here we go again. One time I did like you did, though. I, like, fell backwards, and, like, for whatever reason, like, my knees locked. I couldn't get back up. I'm like, whoa, I can't get up. Like that kid on A Christmas Story.
Yeah. Totally seen that movie, by the way. For everyone that's watching, I've totally seen that movie.
Before your time. You're so dang young, Hector. That's definitely it. Recently, my wife and I went snowshoeing. I didn't think I'd like that. It's like just walking around in the mountain. It's like, but you're less likely to fall. You're not going to fall through the snow. So
you get to enjoy the snow just like everybody else. And
enjoy the views. Yeah. Pretty amazing. You don't crash into anything. At least it's more rare. The kids are still going to complain about not wanting to do it anymore, but
it's all right.
Nothing to help that. So it is cold, pretty cold right now, though. And we're still going to get sort of unseasonably warm. It seems like it's cold enough. How long are we going to hang on to this? How important is it that we hang on to sort of more seasonable temperatures now that we are actually finally into winter? Everybody talked about, like, Bogus Basin opening day after Thanksgiving. It's like that's still a month left in fall at that point. We're in winter now, starting to feel cold. How long do you think that's going to last?
Well, I think we've been seeing morning temperatures pretty cold. I think we've been in the upper 20s. Some spots have seen the teens, at least here in the Treasure Valley. So, I mean, I guess with temperatures, it's not like it's necessary that we need it to be cold. It just helps when it comes to if rain comes in or if any sort of precipitation or weather comes in. That's when we start to notice, like, okay, we need the cold temperatures. We need it to be at a specific amount of moisture in the atmosphere to be able to get snow. When it comes to temperature, I think that's all just relative to what people like, I guess. Yeah. And then the weather, yes, when it comes to warmer temperatures, I guess that just kind of changes what the feel of that particular season is like. Because it definitely hasn't felt like winter in the afternoons. It's been cold. We've seen some wind. We've seen lots of rain the past couple of weeks, and we've seen a little bit of snow up in the mountains. But when it comes to temperatures, I think the biggest thing for that is going to be like when active weather comes in, what do we need? What do we want, I guess? Yeah. And that's what kind of changes, and that's what's kind of dictated based on temperatures.
Yeah. And apparently still too early to know about that snowpack and sort of that irrigation water year. Farmers will be making those decisions here in a few months. Speaking of the cold, what's the coldest you've ever been?
I really don't know. I sent
you the rundown beforehand. That's okay.
I think I don't know, maybe.
Hold on. Let me tell you my story. You can think about
all
it.
Right, all right.
Make sure you got a good one. So the coldest I've ever been, it was then a humanitarian bowl. So it's the bowl game they have here in Boise. It was back when Boise State was playing in that. People yelling outside the studio. They must agree with me. We're doing a podcast in here. Anyway, so it was Boise State versus Louisville in the can't have a conversation. We'll cut all this out. No, we won't. I don't have time to edit this. Boise State versus Louisville in the Humanitarian Bowl. It was crazy cold. I was in the upper deck. So it's like cold air above you, cold air below you, but it's okay. You're sitting on a solid metal bench on concrete.
Yeah.
Crazy cold. I thought it was bundled up. My dad was there with me and now my wife, and he was dressed like he was ready to go hunting. So, like coveralls, the hat, everything, the boots, he's out there. He was great. He was fine. Me, not so much. Boise State ended up winning a great game. I didn't care. I was just ready to get out of there.
Yeah. I think I got a good one. So we went to the snow one time, and we would go to a place called Strawberry, and it was around, I think it's in near Sonora, out in California.
Okay.
And so it was about a 45 to an hour minute drive from where my hometown is. And so we go out there, and I mean, to us it was freezing. I think it probably would have been maybe 15 degrees, which I thought it was, coldest I've ever been.
It's cold enough.
Worst part was we're out there and we're going down the hill with some of the sleds.
Yeah.
And I had made the mistake. I thought I could turn and drift on the snow. And I turned a little too sharp, and I went straight to a tree.
Oh no!
I hit the front of my head, and I didn't really feel it until later, and it just felt like extra frozen on the top of my head. Luckily, I didn't bleed. I didn't cut myself or anything, but it was just a huge bruise on the top of my head, and you can see this bump on the top of my head. But I didn't really feel it just because I was so numb how cold it was, and I didn't bring a beanie, didn't bring gloves. And I think that's something I've done here, going out to the snow, where Maggie yelled at me. She said, "Where are your gloves?"
Maggie, so everybody's mom. Yeah. Come on, put some gloves on.
But I think that's the coldest I've ever been, and it didn't feel great getting hit in the head. But
that's good, though. You were cold for a reason. You were, if you weren't cold, if you weren't
numb,
you would have been like, oh my gosh, I have a concussion.
Yeah.
Also, I understand everybody in Stanley right now, where it's, I'm sure, 40 below, looking at this, being like, you weaklings. Come on, you big babies.
Yeah.
That's summer for us.
Yeah.
15 degrees. All right, up next, we're going to take a look at how you made the season bright during 7 Cares Idaho Shares. That's after this. Welcome back to This Just In with This Just In, Justin Korn, KTVB weather anchor Hector Mendoza. Wonderful wave. Perfectly done. Hector, we were all a part of 7 Cares Idaho Shares a few weeks ago. It's our annual drive to raise money and food for the Salvation Army, the Rescue Mission, Idaho Food Bank, and kind of all their subsidiaries. It was an awesome time as always. First, let's take a look at those highlights.
We just wanted to help out, and our coaches do this every year, so we just came out and wanted to help support.
What it really means is that it gives us an opportunity to really give back to the community and help out everybody in need.
Our mission is to bring the community together to collect supplies to create a safety net.
Oh, wait, are we donating? Are we donating today?
We are, $200.
Have you
Part of our give back.
This is amazing.
I don't know. I think it's just important to give back to people, and not everybody has meals on their plate every day, so I think it's important that most people do.
Or you can put it in here.
There you go.
Boom.
It's called Kisses for Cans. Brett, first of all, tell us about this beautiful dog.
Again, we've got elbows in here. We gotta start filling up, so don't get shy, guys.
From the North Pole, what is this?
A big check for you guys.
And have yourself a merry little Christmas.
Don't be greedy, give to the needy. Don't be greedy, give to the needy.
Just to be a good support for our community, remind everybody to take care of each other and be involved with your community this year.
Yes. Oh, Spuddy Buddy.
Oh my God. That's the best drum rolls I got. Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is a ton of food. We are so thankful.
7 Cares Idaho Shares. 7 Cares Idaho.
We are so excited to present a $10,000 check today and appreciate everyone being out here.
We wish
wish you a Merry Christmas.
We wish you a Merry Christmas. We wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year.
Now, they did not have my mic up there, so you didn't actually hear me singing, which was good.
You couldn't hear me either, which I did not sound great at all.
Hector, I don't think that's true, because there was a mariachi band there with you in Nampa.
Yeah.
And they were like, Hector, we got a song for you.
Well, it's because as a kid growing up, I tell everyone this because I'm hoping I can speak this into existence. But growing up as a kid, I always wanted to be a part of a mariachi band. I couldn't play the guitar. I was never good at playing any other instruments, but I was always wanting to sing. Like I wanted to dress up in the charro suit.
Yeah.
I wanted to go up and then sing for a bunch of people, which I don't know. I like mariachi, and I think mariachi is probably one of my favorite like styles of music.
Yeah.
And so we've got a couple of mariachi bands around here that I've been like, hey, it's been a dream of mine to sing mariachi, so
But you had your opportunity, and you're like, nah.
I know, but I got scared. I got scared.
Also, it's like you're out there, it's cold, voice isn't warm.
Yeah.
It's like, no.
I need a lot more time than those guys. Those guys were talented out there, singing great, playing just amazing Christmas music. It was awesome.
I heard that pipe in, through my ear on my IFB when we were doing a shot at our Fred Meyer. I'm like, oh my gosh, is that a party over there in Nampa?
It was great.
Yes.
Yeah, it was great. We had them. We had carolers that came out. And it was just super fun to get all that all the live music.
We had that fluffy dog kissing booth. That was a lot of fun.
That's cool.
My mom showed up. No big deal.
I did hear that.
Yeah, that was great. She's the best. Thanks for watching, Mom. She doesn't tune in this. She doesn't understand how KTVB Plus work. Hopefully you do. You also were rolling around in a shopping cart. What's going on there?
I did it once before for my first 7 Cares when I first got here, and I was with a reporter that used to work here, Andrew Bartline, and he was like, hey, jump in the shopping cart. Jump in the shopping cart will, get people to, want to donate, and it looks fun, and, people want to do it, and so it was a memorable moment, so I did it again this time, but this time I decided to incorporate the basketball players, the NNU guys. And I got them in, and they were excited. They were pumped to do it, so it was lots of fun.
Yeah, thank you for the Nighthawks coming out.
Yeah.
We had Rocky Mountain Grizzlies at our spot. A bunch of different teams, a bunch of people helping out. What do you think is your favorite 7 Cares Idaho Shares memory?
I think it was that first one. It's just you don't really know what to expect. You don't know what's happening. I've never really heard of something like this happening, and we got a chance to roam around. So we didn't stick around in one spot. We got to go to different areas.
Nice.
And so we got to get cars that were driving into the parking lot, get them to come and donate. We got in the shopping cart that first year. We popped out of the boxes where people were donating. So we did a bunch of fun stuff. It was the first one, so it's one of those experiences that always gets better, but it's that first one that you're like, man, that one you cherish.
It's really cool. Yeah, you really feel that giving spirit. For me, my favorite 7 Cares Idaho Shares memory, not that you asked, but it's my show, so I'm asking myself. I've been to all of them except for when I moved away. So I was at the very first one. That was just one donation from Tyson Chicken, which we really appreciated, and we just sort of stretched it into a 2-hour show to sort of get Tyson to come. It's like, hey, we donate like this truck full of chicken to like big markets so we can get a lot of eyes on it. It's like, well, if you come here, a mid-market, like we'll turn it into a 2-hour show. And they're like, you got it. So like we all were like slowly unpacking the Tyson truck, putting it into another truck. Some viewers were like, why didn't you just put that on a forklift? Like you could have it done in 5 minutes. Like, because we're drawing it
at a 2-hour show. Yeah.
But what was incredible about that, it was just featuring that one donation, but people just showed up. They're like, oh, people helping out other people. I want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
We didn't ask for donations. Mm-hmm. People just showed up with donations. And then we're like, okay, so next year we're going to ask for donations.
Right.
Tyson's still donating, but we're going to ask for donations. And we created a traffic jam on Fairview. It was so awesome just to see people coming out and just like a pocket full of change was enough to help a lot of people for a long time. And it was amazing. And a bunch of great, businesses and people helped out as well. Dave Petzo was instrumental in all that. But yeah, just to see that, really cool. Really, really warms your heart.
And I just think, like you said, the first one, it's always that first one that's the most memorable. And I think hearing the stories of like the first couple years of just kind of how it started to where, where we're at now, it's incredible. We're at Shields. I think last year we were at, the Boise State parking lot there for football.
Yeah.
And it's just incredible to watch. I like watching them back because you don't get to experience what everyone else is experiencing in their particular locations. Yeah. And it sounds like so much fun in your ear because we can hear everything in through our, where we're getting all the cues and when we're timing and what, where we're at, who's sending it to who. And you look back and you go, wow, it's just incredible to watch. Not just at our location, everyone was donating in Nampa, that Fred Meyer. It was people in the Magic Valley. It was in other parts of the Treasure Valley. So it's cool to see that the community gets together, and it doesn't matter how much you bring in. It's just the thought that counts, and the fact that we know that 50 cents, a cent, $10, $10,000, it all goes a long way.
Yeah, it all goes a very long way. Like $1 can feed someone for a day. And in fact, I was going to write down the totals. At last check, it was the equivalent of almost 700,000 meals raised through this. We'll have the updated totals soon. Unfortunately, you can't donate anymore. I mean, you can as we're recording this, but once it's posted, you won't be able to donate. But you can certainly donate to any of those charities any time of year. Yep. They'd really appreciate it in the off season as well. So up next, something that also makes us feel awesome. Hector's sneaker collection. We're going to take a look at this sneakerhead's, well, some of his prized possessions. Some of them, only some. Next on This Just In. Welcome back to This Just In. We've talked about weather and we've talked about giving with KTVB weather anchor Hector Mendoza. And now we're talking shoes. Hector, you're a sneakerhead. This is only just a small fraction of your multi-million-dollar sneaker collection.
I don't know about multi-million, but...
Well, what'd you bring for us today?
Okay, so I just bought these not too long ago. These are an early Christmas gift for myself.
Nice.
Huge Lakers fan, so these are a pair of Air Force Ones with the Kobe in the back, and then you can see. Let me see if I could.
Is that like a snake skin type?
It is, and it's got 24 on this one, and it's got 8 on the other shoe.
Whoa! Oh,
and so
both his numbers because he changed. Yeah,
and then it's got the Mamba on it.
Pretty
and
nice.
So these ones are a really nice collection that I've got, and then I bought these Pumas. ASAP Rocky, do you listen to him? No,
I think you know that I do not.
I was being considerate. But yeah, he has a really nice shoe collection with Puma, and these are the latest ones he came out with. And I thought they were interesting because the shoelace, everyone keeps making fun of me, but that's how the shoelace is supposed to go. The shoelace is supposed to go underneath the shoe, and then you're supposed to wear them like that. And I thought they were unique. I liked all the patterns, and I like colors and patterns and everything. Yeah. So that was the thing that called my attention to it. And so
fantastic. People are like, you're stepping on your shoelaces.
They're like, well, you're gonna rip it at the bottom. You're not scared you're gonna mess them up. Well, that's why I've got an extra pair.
It's in the arch.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're fine.
It's got a little divot at the bottom, so you don't even step on it.
Absolutely. I mean, I wear Adidas. That's how us sneakerheads refer to them.
Of course, absolutely.
Not Adidas for you plebeians. Yeah. I got my. No, I'm not going to take him off. You're also wearing some, right?
Yeah. I actually got these because of throwback to when I was a kid. Everyone liked the thick. It was the tongue,
bro.
It's a thick tongue. Everybody liked it.
You look at old pictures. This even goes back to when I was a kid. Run DMC would wear.
Right. Yeah. And there was the thick laces. The thick laces was the big thing at the time. It was you'd grab the Converse and you'd wear these really thick like tube socks, and you'd roll them down like they were ankle socks, and you'd fold them at the top, and that's how you'd get the effect of having a thick tongue, and then you add the shoe. And then so that's what you do.
It's all in the presentation. So how'd you become a sneakerhead?
Growing up as a kid, I think that was what everyone talked about. I mean, you could have been poor, you could have been rich. It didn't matter where you came from, what your background was. Yeah. Everybody loved sneakers. And I would always go shop with my mom. And so I think she loved shoes, she loved clothes. And I think that's where I got kind of my sort of love for shoes and for clothes and different colors and that type of thing. I was never really a brands guy. Obviously, Nike, it was Nike and Jordan growing up. Sure. But I think after I started growing up, I was like, I mean, shoes are just shoes. It don't matter what brand it is. If Skechers make nice shoes, then you get them. I mean, I just like nice sneakers.
I was out there rocking the Pro Wings from Payless Shoe Source. No big deal.
Yeah.
Okay, we got about a minute left. How many pairs do you have? How much do you think your collection is worth?
I think right now I've got almost 50 pairs of shoes.
Nice.
So
and you wear all of them?
I try to rotate them as much as I can.
Really?
Nobody really sees them on TV.
No.
So it sucks on that end, but I do rotate as many shoes as I can just because I like the way it looks on the suit that I'm wearing, or if I'm wearing like a nice pair of socks. I don't know, something like that. I try to match them up as much as I can. But in terms of price, a lot of these I've gotten these on clearance because people don't like the colorway on it. They're too bright. They're too chunky. They're a brand that people don't really like anymore. Gotcha. I've just gotten them. I think my cheapest pair of shoes I've gotten is like $25.
Whoa.
Yeah. And I've only got one gifted, which I'm like, I don't know why nobody gives me shoes. No, I'm just kidding.
Because they probably want you to like them. Make sure you like them. Yeah.
And so, price-wise, I'm not sure. The most expensive one I paid is almost $300 for a pair of shoes.
That's not too bad.
Yeah.
For a great pair of
shoes.
Yeah. Hector, thank you for your time. I'm going to try not to blame you for the bad weather in this new year. You got comments or questions for me, or maybe comments on the terrible weather for Hector, I invite them. Text them to 208-321-5614, #JustIN. Hector, as always, thank you for being here. Thank you for watching This Just In. We'll see you next time.